Hello and welcome to week 2 of 525 Innovations in Learning and Teaching. This week we're going to focus on the science of teaching. That being said, in this video we are going to go over a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Some updates to the syllabus, what the AI assignment is going to look like. Professor Wendy Wolf will be hosting the first Twitter chat this week. So we have a lot to cover. But I'll try not to take up too much of your time. Firstly, in the syllabus, if you scroll down to assignment 3, you will now see that there's a second option. AI assignment has been added. I also added additional resources in week 6 for reading on that. We'll go over what those things look like here momentarily. And then thank you, Ms. Kuplast, for pointing out that the dates in our calendar were from last semester. So if you scroll right down here, they are now corrected. A couple of you missed the map activity and responding to the Google form. So just so you know, every week in here, if you go to content, there's a, make sure you open up, week 1, the overview video and participation form should open up a Google form for you. If it doesn't, let me know. Odds are that it's possibly because you're not logged in correctly to your CSP account. If you do that, it should work. This week, our activity is going to be, how would we describe our last week? So to do that, you're going to click on this first one, menti.com, and share 1 to 3 words describing your week. Later in the week, you can come back to this and look at our Mentimeter, and it will grow. It's going to be a word wall. The more times a word is given, the bigger that word will get. If you want to use word clouds in your classroom, there's a tiny URL to go to the page to do it. As always, I ask you, what questions do you have so far? And any questions, thoughts, or comments you have going forward. For these, if they are just for me, I'll respond to you either in your rubric or via email. If they are something that will help the whole class, I usually will share that out in this video or send out a message. Right here between the title and centering activity, I'm also going to be adding a video on how to access Twitter chats that Professor Wolf has made. So expect more information here along with this video between those 2 spots. One question that did come up from last week's activities was that some of you have noticed that there are more of you in this class. And you are correct. You guys are 2 cohorts from last semester that got combined due to a couple of folks dropping out and just wanting to have a big enough cohort for you guys to learn together. I'm not positive if you'll stay together the rest of the program, but I would anticipate that you will. My guess would be that you are all 1 cohort now. So let's go through the AI assignment. So if you go to our syllabus, you'll notice that the assignments are not described in Blackboard, they're only in the syllabus. If you go down here and you click on AI self-assessment, make sure you're logged into your CSP account, you will get this. Fill it out with as much information as you have and click submit. At that point, you should receive something that looks somewhat like this that will be personalized to you. For the assignment, you are to fill it all out and then submit it along with your reflection. So the directions are right here. It says select one option under each of the 6 categories. That is the AI exploration guide, which will look like this. So it's a bit busy, but there are 3 options in each category. You're going to pick at least one from each to fill out your note catcher. If you're very interested in this topic, feel free to do more. You'll notice there are some, like this one down here, that counts for 3 categories. That's because it takes a lot more work to do. It is a longer one than the other 2 in that category. once you've completed your note catcher, complete an overall reflection. That will be just like if you were doing the Twitter chats. So that is this part, the journal and reflect. So many windows this week, I'm sorry. Then you'll attach that as an assignment, and you'll also share this so that I can see it to see your notes and such. That is what you will do if you do AI. If you are doing the Twitter chats, I guess I should call them X chats. Like I said, I will share a video on how to do that. There it is. This week. To create an account, if you don't already have one, I recommend just going to X, either downloading it on your phone or on your computer, going to the website, and just using your CSB email address to create an account. That is what I did the last time I taught this, and that way I personally don't engage in Twitter very often. And by using my CSB email, I was able to keep it off of kind of my personal life. Close the AI ones. So for the Twitter chats, Professor Wolf, this will also be linked, would like you to share your name and your Twitter handle if it's not super obvious. And she is going to be holding a chat this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. The theme is going to be the science of teaching, and topics will be visible teaching and learning, reflective practitioner, and cultures of thinking. I'm going to be sharing all of these links either in the slides or in the Google form. So there will be a preview, this preview of the first chat. And these will be the questions that she's going to be asking. They are all previewed here if you want to look through that. I recommend, even if you're planning on doing the AI assignment, to attend just this first one if you can make it. These aren't something that are going to require 100% of your attention. It is something that you could have on your phone or your computer, you know, while you're watching TV or eating dinner or hanging out. It's not something that you need to, you know, have 100% concentration and no distractions. You will be okay doing one of these with distractions in the background. Overall, great kickoff on discussion boards and great shares on the forums. A couple of you missed the forums and the map, but still looks pretty cool. If we go to our map, we have quite a collection in the general Minnesota area, specifically in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. But if we scroll out, we can see that we spread all the way out to North Dakota and all the way over to the East Coast. I commented on a couple of rubrics. Not everybody put their name on it. It's fine. It's just the first map. I'm giving everybody credit for it anyway. But for this type of activity, make sure you include your name. So like on mine, it says Dr. Emsland underneath it. That way I, as the teacher, know that you completed it. And don't worry about going back and fixing it. It's fine for this week. Questions for me? If they're via email, I'm going to reply right away. For me, that means within 24 hours, because I work in a prison. I can't have my phone and I can't access my Concordia email at work. If it's something that's going to impact more people and it's immediate, I'm going to send a message through Blackboard. If you put something in the weekly form, I'm going to add it to the slides if it's for greater good, or if it's for just for you, I'm probably going to be responding via your rubric. Or again, if it's very immediate, I'll respond via an email. But those forms I usually look at as I'm grading for the week. And so you guys know when I'm grading for the week. This week I did it a little bit early. I was looking today on Saturday. Usually at the earliest, I'm looking Sunday mornings. And most weeks I'm grading Monday and Tuesday on my lunch breaks at work, and then when I get home. Learning teams will be posted by the end of the weekend. I anticipate having those up by the end of Monday, which I'm counting as the weekend as we are celebrating MLK Day on the 15th. So this week, you have your normal weekly readings. I will post learning teams so that you can see who you'll be working with. Interestingly, we have 2 or 3 folks that work kind of at a district level or a specialist type of post, but then everybody else is 5th grade or below. This is the first time I've had a group that doesn't have anybody working even in middle schools or high schools as their like primary classroom. So that's going to be very interesting. You guys should be able to be split up mostly by grade level or very, very close rather than elementary, middle school, and high school, which is what I've had to do in the past. You'll have 3 discussion board posts this week. You will have neuroscience part 2, which is you are going to be looking back at the mind maps that you made. So you're going to have to go back to 1.3 and look at the mind maps that are due Monday. And you're going to comment on at least 2 of them who are going to be your, I'm sorry, this still says September. I'll fix that afterwards. You're going to comment on your learning team members. I'm going to try to do teams of 3, but because of our numbers, that's not going to work out perfectly. So there might be a couple teams of 4 as well. As always, please make sure you include APA citations or hyperlinks if you need them. Discussion board 2. After completing last week's readings, what connections are you making between the content you explored and our program's essential question? Post and then respond to 2 cohort members. They don't have to be your learning team members. Here, as you can see, the core skeleton crossed out APA citations and said to hyperlink instead. I'm fine with doing APA citations. If you want a hyperlink, if that's easier for you, that's fine. That does make it easier if any of your colleagues want to look at the article that you used. But if you do the APA citation, we should be able to find them off of that as well, and it's good practice. And lastly, number 3. This discussion's a little different. You're going to go to this anatomy of a Twitter post. You're going to select a fake tweet generator from below, and you are going to create a fake tweet. And then you are going to take a screenshot of that and post it here. This should be fun. It doesn't need to be a super serious thing. It can be something fun, funny, related to content, not related to content, up to you. It's just practicing that, making a fake tweet. How would you share it? Then do a response to at least one other cohort member's fake tweet. When you're doing your fake tweet image, make sure you include that hashtag or an @ symbol, which will be shown in the anatomy of a Twitter post. This one is just supposed to be a little bit of fun. You guys are probably pretty quickly going to figure out that this class, outside of the assignments, is a lot of just exploring and having fun with technology and thinking of ways you could use it in your classroom. Not every week is going to resonate with you. Not every single application we use is going to resonate with you, but hopefully you will find some that do. Because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to cover. And even if you're only using it once or twice a year, a lot of them are just fun little tidbits that you can add into what you're already doing. Looking ahead, week 3, you're going to need to do revamp your lesson plan. Remember that your format is your call. It can be a lesson plan if you're in your classroom. If you are more of a district person, it can be a PD session. That's fine. How you format that is completely up to you. I don't have a specific lesson plan format that I like to use. In my teaching career in prison, we didn't have to do lesson plans. So when I did leave them for subs, they were very free form, generally very brief, my poor substitutes. And looking farther ahead, we've already discussed the Twitter chats and AI assignment. If you have more questions on those, feel free to email me. I will make sure that I share these slides out so you can access all of the embedded links. And then lastly, just a quick reminder that, as I said earlier, Professor Wolf is hosting a Twitter chat, so an X chat, this Wednesday, January 17th at 8 p.m. Central. Unfortunately, if you can't be there roughly 8 to 9 p.m., these aren't something that you can attend later. They're live events because you are engaging with everybody else who is there. But like I said, it's not something that you're going to be 100% engaged in for that whole hour. The theme is the science of teaching. Here I have that link to the preview of question, as well as an invitation for you guys to share your Twitter handles. I will not be at this one, as January 17th is my son's first skating lesson, so I will be out on the ice with him just before that. I don't think I'll be home by that time. I look forward to seeing all of your work this week. I've seen a couple of the mind maps coming in. They look great. Look forward to seeing the rest of them. And I will get all of you guys your first week's grades after all of the mind maps are submitted on Monday. So have a great week, and I look forward to hearing from all of you.